Let's take a look at the inside of the machine itself. Right now, if you can see it, RTX is lighting up right now. Really quiet machine. We're gonna put a little sound meter in here so you guys can see it. We can customize the light in here. Customize the light on the top. Not like before, it used to be red and you had to keep it red. Now everything's customized through the application, including the front of it. Like that's a plus. And then the fan itself, we can include it. And this is glass. So like it has a big old gap in here that you could probably even replace it with a water cooling system. And if you notice, here's the actual hard drive that we have. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in details, but overall the system's really super quiet. We're going to do some more testing so you guys can see more of it and what you can upgrade on this system. So stick around. All right, we're gonna do a black and white heat test first to see where all the heat is at. In the heat, if you can see it, everything's running from the GPU. It's almost 130 right here in the GPU. I'll pull myself a little bit back so you guys can see most of the heat where it's anticipated. We see some of it here, 80, 90. But this is the redness is where actually is really hot. And if you can see, I'm gonna put my hand in there, and you can see my hand compared to it, it's super hot. So those are the hot spots that we see there on the GPU only, the CPU, I'm sorry, only the CPU. And we're gonna go ahead and change the thermal color so you guys can see more. All right, we're gonna see where all the heat is actually located. You can see some of it's up here on this location, right about where the hard drive is at, and it's pretty hot there, but it's more hot concentrated on here in this area. Like I said, 130, we got 140, and it's all within the CPU area. The GPU is actually keeping cool, but under pressure, this GPU is going to get a little hot too. So right now we're not doing any benchmarks or anything like that. We're not overperforming, but we see 100. I'm gonna pull a little bit back a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more. And as you can see, the performance of it, it's the hard drive on the corner, and then the CPU, and then we got some of it, but that's more of the LED lights on the top of it, more concentrated right in the center. So there's plenty of fans, one on the top, one on the side, but it's a water cooling system. You can see that it's generating a lot of heat within the water, so not bad. All right, we're going to take a look at the software because this is amazing stuff I like. And I'm going to show you a couple things just to all done. We're starting the system itself right now. If you can notice, we're going to go in there because you can customize the actual front of the desktop. And that's where we're going to see a lot of performance too. Right now, we're looking at the temperature controls, and pretty much we go overclock here. This is the settings where we go overclock a lot of stuff that's built in the actual application. Now, it actually does a lot of performance for you automatically, but if overclocking, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're familiar with it, but it has those options in here. Net booster, of course, if you want to make sure you evaluate what's transferring rate from your screen, if anything's running in the background. If you're doing Bitcoin, you're going to see it right here, a lot of it, and who's the number one right now. If you can see some of the traffic gets spotted from here. In case you have a virus too, this is a great way to find out more about it. So let's go to the lighting settings. If you can see the lighting on this mark, so I'm going to change the color here, and it changes right in the front if I apply it. And this is an awesome feature. It's like you could customize it to different colors. Now I'm going to choose the number 3 here, and I'm also going to change it to blue too, just so I can apply it. And I'm going to show you guys in a bit right now too when I'm changing the colors. All right, we're going to change the colors. Like right now it came with blue. I'm going to click on this color, and I'm going to actually change it to white. Change, and if you guys see it, it applied the top. I'm also going to change the bottom one too, to white too. And you can notice this. Oh, this is an awesome feature. This is something I really enjoy in the machine itself. You could choose various colors. I mean, you don't have to choose what comes in it because it's an RGB lighting cable and RGB lighting fans. And then the centerpiece, if you just click on number one, we're going to change it to red too and apply it. Very simple. It turns the whole system. So right now we're going to change the actually inside the color too. We can do that. That's one thing. Let me move the camera over so you guys can see a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and change the color here. We choose number 2 here, and we're gonna change it red too, and just to change it here. And if you can see, the light changes automatically on the top. Awesome feature on it. We're gonna change the centerpiece, the center, the actual center, into red too. Apply it, and look at that, beautiful. And then on top of that, we could even change the actual performance of the memory, but that's, you're gonna have to download the application, or you have to set them up through BIOS to control the RGB lighting. Some other boards don't let you do it, some do, and unfortunately this one does not come with that, so I can't change it. So we're gonna go ahead and change everything white, back to white, apply, white, apply, and then of course we're gonna change the front ones and apply, white, apply, and white, apply. That's pretty much the whole thing. Awesome features. Animation, you could do custom animation. You could cycle to different animations. I'm gonna do breathing in here, apply, and if you can notice, look at that, the breathing on it, on the actual memory. Let's see if we could change it to volcano or some other color. Let me see, apply. We'll try to change it to blinking. And if you can notice the memory, this is the actual memory animating right now. So I'm animating the front of the memory and the actual front of the cover. So let's change it back to something else, audio pulse. And this goes with any kind of audio right now. If you can see it, it's changing color here too. I'm gonna change it to breathing system. You see apply. There it goes. And then we're gonna go back to breathing, apply. I'm going to change the color back, white, and then we could say off too. So let's go back to static, change it to white. We'll put breathing, customize. We just do color, change it back to white. But it's breathing right now. We could change it to not breathing. System. Temperature, it's at 48. So you could customize this in case you ever want to know how hot the certain things are inside. You could change them. GPU, you change the GPU color to anything you want to. So it could give you the temperature controls. GPU temperature 39, CPU utilize, and we're gonna go into. That's pretty much it, guys. A lot of things you can do. Fan control. Right now it's at 48. We don't need it to be any higher. GPU is actually it's actually 39, so around 40. You could do quiet mode, but right now we're going to keep it mode. And like I said, if you want to overclock it, you can modify these things. You can't do that. So right now, before you do that, you have to go actually into the settings here. And it gives you a little demonstration which you can do. You can put a default intelligence or customize, but we're not gonna mess with this. This is something that, you know, the customer should find out later down the line when he's running a little slow. He wants to play some different games. You can overclock this, so not that bad. All right, let's go ahead and let's go into the benchmark itself. If you can see it, for gaming, 210, desktop performance 106%. Workstation 225. This is really good. Now let's go ahead and see the specs, some of the specs if you guys see it. Free memory 27.3 of course, and 32 gigs. Maximum display right now, because of our display, is 1920 by 1080, but this could go 4K because of the video card, just depending on your display. We're gonna go down to performance and watch this. Look at this. So we have an Intel Core 1050. And price, if you guys want to know exactly how much it costs, 380 in the average market. It's really good compared to other systems. It's not a poor. We're actually good in the green part here. I'm going to continue down the line. And of course, the graphic card. This is not all hands down. This is a 3080. So it's still a really high performance machine, high card, outstanding. If you guys can see it, 208. So this alone, it's worth a lot of money. They don't even have a price in this right now because you can still find in the market for over $2,000. Now we're gonna go down to the SSD drive, the 1 terabyte, and if you can see the benchmark, the performance is really outstanding too. We have a 297%, and we have it on the green, not even near any of the redness or any of the yellow. So we're good on transferring rate because we do have a WDC, which is Western Digital Black Edition, 1 terabyte, and the transfer rate is pretty high. Now the other one, 2 terabytes, we do have a Toshiba. These tend to break down quickly, and I had problems with a lot in the past with Toshiba, but it's still outstanding. We're talking about 72 RPMs per second. This is a mechanical drive. It's a SATA mechanical drive. So let's go ahead and continue. This Kingston memory it's a benchmark 101 in average. Is really good. So it's above 100 we're looking at. So we have two of these to make 32, 16 to make 32. Let's see the system memory latency ladder. So pretty much good performance until it starts hitting the top, if you guys can see it. But let's continue. Now gaming wise, you can play any of these games listed here. We could have Cyberpunk. This could handle Cyberpunk, Warzone, other latest games that are out there right now. This can handle all these games, really high performance. Especially if you're gonna do a lot of streaming, you can do both at the same time and play. So far, so good. And if you guys like what you guys see, make sure you guys subscribe.